Hey, so what's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to showcase an Oakensoul heavy attack build for the Magicka Templar, also known as Magplar. This build utilizes only heavy attacks and thus no light attacks are required. Furthermore, this build parses 80k plus on the parse dummy and is a good easy way to start getting into more group content. This is not a solo build, but with maybe a skill change or two, it should work fine for overland as well. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a Magicka, and I'm running the Thief Mundus. For the race, we're a high elf. I think high elves have some of the best passives for Magicka DPS. For the food, we're going to be running RTM takeaway broth for any hard content. A cheaper and almost just as good alternative would be Witch Mother's Potent Brew. And lastly, if you're parsing, then I suggest running Ghastly Eyeball. For the potions, you have two options. You can run Tri-Stat potions or just Essence of Magicka, even though you probably don't need either of them, but they are an option. If you do use them, make sure you have 3 points in a medicinal use to benefit from the full duration of the potions. So for CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Master at Arms, Weapons Expert, Wrathful Strikes, and Backstabber. Change this for Fighting Finesse if you can't flank the enemy. For the red CP, we're running Balanced Vitality, Rejuvenation, Siphoning Spells, and Sustained by Suffering. So for the gear, we're going to be running 5 pieces of Sergeant's Mail, paired with 5 pieces of Stormmaster, 1 piece Slime, and 1 piece Oakensoul. So breaking it down in the main hand, we have a Precise Lightning Staff of the Sergeant with a Flame Damage enchant. For the head slot, we have 1 piece Slime Crawl in Divines, Light in Max Mag. For the chest, we have 1 piece of Sergeant Heavy Divines with a Tri-Stat enchant. You can just run a Max Mag enchant, but I have Tri-Stat just because I also plan on using this for solo arenas as well. For the rest of the body, we have 5 pieces of Stormmaster. All of them are going to be in medium armor, traded in Divines with a Max Mag enchant. And lastly, for the jewelry, we have 2 pieces of Sergeant's Mail jewelry, both traded in Bloodthirsty with spell damage enchants. And lastly, the Oakensoul, which is also Bloodthirsty with a spell damage enchant. And for the skills, we're going to be running Purifying Light, Blockade of Storms, Blazing Spear, Ritual Retribution, Vampire's Bane, and Shooting Star. If you don't have access to Shooting Star, you can also run Flawless Dawnbreaker or Crescent Sweep. For the rotation, we're going to be prioritizing our Purifying Light, which needs to be recasted every 6 seconds. And from there, just keep your dots up. Whenever they run out, the priority would be Blockade, Blazing Spear, Ritual Retribution, and Vampire's Bane. And then just hold your heavy attack button to queue in any of these skills. And lastly, whenever your ultimate Shooting Star is ready, just drop that whenever. So for closing thoughts, first up for gear alternatives, instead of running Stormmaster and Sergeant, you can swap it out for either Undaunted Unweaver, Undaunted Infiltrator, Infallible Mage, or Noble Duelist. I think Noble Duelist will hit a little bit harder than Stormmaster, but I'm not 100% sure. But you do have to be in melee range to be able to activate Noble Duelist's effect, so keep that in mind. So the thing about Magplars or Templars in general is that they have access to Empower through Solar Barrage, so you don't need to run Oakensoul. So you can drop Oakensoul in the 1 piece Slime and just run a monster set of your choice, and then just run Solar Barrage instead of Vampire's Bane, and you should be good to go. And if you do need to replace a skill, Vampire's Bane is probably the first skill to go, and just make sure you slot whatever skill you need and take out Vampire's Bane. And I think that wraps it up. Thanks for watching the video as always, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, or better yet, come join our Discord. My website is now available to the public, and I'll try my best to update it for every build I make. Furthermore, I'd like to get into content creation full time, so I've started a channel membership for those who would like to help support me. One added perk is that members get build request priority. Both of the links will be in the description. And lastly, if you feel like the builds have helped you in any way, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks again for watching. Attached is a parse and outfit section, and see you in the next one.